Hello, everybody. This is Seth Stevens from Quick, Fast, Hurry here today with my good buddy, Mr. Mike Zagari from PPC Entourage. Super excited to have Mike here as a guest for today. He's going to be presenting to you some amazing strategies about how to grow your Amazon business using sponsored ads. Mike is the founder of PPC Entourage. Those guys probably have access to more third-party PPC data than any company out there. So he's able to see things that other companies and other businesses cannot see because he can see so much into the data and so much into the trends of all that stuff. There's some really exciting things happening in the sponsored ad space right now, and Mike's going to be sharing all of that with you. Mike, say hello.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Seth, thank you so much for having me on. Excited as could be to be here.
Awesome, Mike. Yeah, we're really excited for you to be sharing all this stuff. Guys, stick around to the end. Mike has a really cool few bonuses at the end today. I'm really excited. I know, Mike, you've been working really hard on this for the last, what, 3 or 4 weeks now? It's going to
I think
be,
it's been longer than that, guys. This
yeah,
is going to be a ton of information, but useful information. And the goal here is to really simplify Amazon ads because there's so many options out there now. And I want to make it so that it's like really simple for brands to think big, but also keep it simple.
awesome, Mike. So before we get in too deep, let's just verify that everybody can hear us loud and clear. In the questions box, in the GoToWebinar control panel, just type in, yes, we can hear you loud and clear, and then we'll let Mike get into the content. Audio is good. Thank you, Jody. All right, Mike, go ahead, my friend.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. Once again, my name is Mike Zagari, and some of you may know me from these different podcasts and webinars that I've been on from the Tribe, Incoming, Startup Brothers, Rapid Crush, and yes, our friends over at Quick Fast Hurry. So let's, there we go. And then recently I was on a podcast with actually Jason Fladian, talked about us in one of his webinars, which was really cool because I'm a huge fan of him. So that was really cool as well. And here we are, we have Entourage Masters. You guys probably know these fellows over on the left side, Sean, Seth, and Drew. And we are working together with Entourage Masters, putting a lot of great things together. So today we are here to talk about Amazon advertising. And I want to ask you guys, how many of you are now still incredibly excited about the Amazon opportunity? I know that I am because people now, I think, are much more accustomed to shopping from home. And I think we're sitting on the second wave of this massive opportunity. So even though there's more competition, I think we are sitting on an incredible opportunity. And also, how many of you feel like you're taking advantage of all of the different Amazon ad types? So back in the day, things used to be very simple, but obviously now things are much more complex. And my question to you guys is, do you think that you are taking advantage of all of the different ad types? And do you think that you know how to use those different ad types properly based on where people are in the customer buying cycle? So this is what I started back in 2015, PPC Entourage. Many of you know me from that or from the webinars that I do with Seth on a monthly basis. This is my mug shot, if you haven't seen me before, speaking at the PPC Congress, where we spoke about all of the data that Seth was alluding to before and trends in the PPC data. By the way, guys, we're gonna have some really cool stuff coming out that's gonna show these trends, and I will be talking about that monthly on the webinar with Quick Fast Hurry. So I got my startings in my beginnings, I should say, in Amazon way back in 2000, the year 2000, on eBay actually. So I was scalping tickets on eBay. I would wake up at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would purchase tickets. I remember I bought like these Rod Stewart tickets back in the day, fifth row in the center in Staples Center, and I sold them for like $900. And from that point on, I was sold on the idea of selling online. So this happened way before college, and unfortunately, then, well, I did enjoy my years at UConn, but unfortunately, I took up a profession. I did a physical therapy, and that was my major. And while I thought it was cool to help people out, I really thought that was great. I realized two things. The first thing I realized was that I absolutely despised that career path. My hair was falling out. I mean, studying and doing all this stuff, it was just something that was not for me. I am an entrepreneur at heart. The other thing I realized was that I would never really be able to achieve any kind of creative freedom which is something I really, really seek to achieve, and also lifestyle freedom. And this is the reason why I am an entrepreneur for sure. This is what I'm seeking, the ability to create and help people and the ability to live life on my terms. So here's one of the failures that I had. This was way back in 2016 when I basically shut down the postal service and ordered hundreds and hundreds of units to my house when I was doing retail arbitrage, and I failed absolutely miserable. So I've had my share of failures. The actual post office actually called me up and told me to stop doing this, and that if I did it any more time, they'd have to like basically stop sending stuff to my house because this flooded the post office. But then in 2016, Amazon advertising was really in its infancy, and this is where I got my break. We started a brand, we did really well with that brand, and we were able to scale it with Amazon advertising. And this was back in the day with like tons of Excel spreadsheets and all sorts of things that I was doing at Starbucks at the time. And I was really just like digging into this, coming up with ways to set up campaigns, strategies to set up campaigns, and we were able to really get ahead of our competition because of Amazon advertising. And then this is 2016. This is the very first version that I wrote down on a piece of paper of PPC Entourage. I called it the PPC Power Wheel back in the day. And would you believe that this strategy to this day still works really, really well? And it's going to be an integral part of what we talk about today. We don't call it the Power Wheel anymore. We call it something completely different, but this is the origins of Entourage. So throughout the years, we've also created a bunch of different blueprint series, and here's one for the sponsored product blueprint series. Version 4.0, version 5.0 will be coming out soon. And here's one for the Spotlight Blueprint series, which is for sponsored brand ads. So I'm going to give you guys access to both of these different blueprint series. This is going to show you how to set up a really well-rounded approach for sponsored product ads. And this is going to show you how to set up a really well-rounded approach for sponsored brand ads and how to start to think like a much bigger brand. So here are some people we were able to help along the way, which is really the reason why we're getting into this. And then people also often ask me, like, what is the best strategy? Because there are so many strategies out there. And on this presentation, I want to really just kind of dispel some myths and get rid of like some of the stuff that's out there that's a little bit like unrealistic. Like if you go and type in Amazon ads, you're going to see all of these different strategies. And not to say that some of these aren't good, but the point is these are just simple strategies on how to set up like a couple different ads or different campaigns. But what I am trying to get across in this presentation is how to set up campaigns and start to think like a really big brand. So you can go on YouTube, you can look for pick up a strategy, a simple hack, you know, maybe even achieve a 1.1% ACOS like this, it says in this video. That would be excellent. But how is that scalable? Is that scalable? Is it possible to scale your brand like we were able to do back in 2016 using some of these strategies? Well, maybe, but will the results last? And is this what bigger brands are doing? And that is absolutely a no. Bigger brands are not just setting up these simple campaigns. They may have it as part of their strategy, but they're thinking like bigger brands. They're leveraging all of Amazon's ads and using them appropriately in the proper sequence to make sure that they're getting the most out of their advertising. So we're going to go over that today. We're going to cover it today is based on proven results and strategies from our team of 5 Amazon ad specialists, and based on our results of managing millions and millions in ad spend over the past 5 years. So 2020, it's here. It's been a wild year so far, and for sure, 2019, 2020, the Amazon advertising landscape is becoming much more complicated. Here we have all these different ad types: sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, and even within all of those different campaign types, there's all these different ways and strategies that you can implement. So how do we make sense of this? How do we simplify this? And how do we start to think like a big brand? And are you fully taking advantage? Generating more with ads begins by understanding your buyers and making ads that might match their intent. All right, guys, so here's where we start to make the pivot from just setting up campaigns, hoping and praying, to setting up campaigns with intent to match your campaign, your ad with the intent of the shopper. And that's what we're going to go into today. So what we'll cover is we're going to cover the 6 stages of the Amazon customer buying process. We're going to go over how to understand each Amazon ad type and where they fall in the customer buying cycle. And finally, I'm going to help your Amazon brand to become a household name by getting your products in front of buyers at every stage of the buyer cycle. Now, that's a big, bold statement, but what we want to do is we want to help sellers turn into bigger brands and then help bigger brands turn into household names. That is what Entourage is all about, and that's what we're here to help you do. So if you're starting out as a seller and you just have a couple of products, you're going to learn some strategies today that could help you to become a powerful brand. If you're already a powerful brand, well, the next goal is to become a household name, because then everything changes. That's a big deal. So we want to help you to get that visibility and to get that reach and to play the game right with all of these new ad types to make that happen. All right, guys, here's my promises to you. I will not hold anything back. I'm going to give you everything that I know. I am going to pour my heart into this presentation 100%. Just waiting for the next, there we go. I am definitely not a know-it-all or expert. I am constantly learning and growing, and so is our team. So our team of experts, we are always trying new things. We are always split testing. We are always taking advantage of the new opportunities that Amazon has. So by no means am I a know-it-all. We are always learning. And we're getting a little stuck there. What I'm about to reveal to you is what's working right now. So these are strategies that we are working with right now with our team. And also by the end of this presentation, you will have a really thorough understanding of all of the different Amazon ads and how to play your cards right and use them based on where the customers are in the shopper buying cycle. All right, guys. So question, is this going to be hard or time consuming? So yes, there are a lot of different opportunities out there for Amazon advertising. There's lots of things that you could set up. Is this going to be hard or time consuming? This presentation is going to help you cut through a lot of the fat, a lot of the different strategies that are out there. It's going to show you what's possible. And then I want you to mold this presentation to where you are as an Amazon seller, as a brand, because this is going to help you to trim a lot of that time that it's going to take to learn this stuff on your own. Okay, guys? So is it hard or time consuming? It can be complicated, but we're going to help to simplify that quite a bit and save you some time and money. Also, we have these resources available for you. You can download all of the slides by going to go.ppcentourage.com/resources. And also you can get access to all of the different blueprints and tools. We have the Spotlight Headline Creator, the Blueprint Series, and the Entourage Blueprint Series and Spotlight Blueprint Series. All right, guys. So that's over at go.ppcentourage.com/resources. Resources. And now we are going to be talking about an opportunity that, as Seth alluded to, some bonuses as well. For people who are looking to have this done for you, we are looking to work with 5 brands. We have a great team, and we will talk more about that towards the very end of the presentation. So if you're looking for a done-for-you service to help you with the strategies that we're about to talk about to turn your brand into a household brand name, that is something that we want to help sellers do. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, how to use Amazon ads correctly throughout the customer buying cycle. First, let's talk about the customer buying cycle. Now, there's typically 5 or 6 stages of the customer buying cycle, depending on where you're looking. We're going to go with 5 today. So 5 stages. Let's start with the first one, which is needs awareness. In the needs awareness phase, people may or may not be aware of the problem that you have, the problem that they have, and the product that you have to help serve their problem. So basically, in this phase, this is where you're becoming more aware of a problem that's out there. You may or may not be aware of that problem. And in our case, we're likely going to serve an ad and tell people about a new product that's out there, or help to bring awareness to our product, which helps to bring awareness to a problem that people may or may not realize that they have. It's a little confusing. It'll get more easy to explain. I'll explain it again in a second. But basically in this phase, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring awareness to our product. People are going to look for specific keywords and search terms. They're going to see our product, and this is going to help to highlight something that could help them in their life. Once they realize that there's a problem that we can help solve, that's when they're going to go into the second phase. This is the information search phase, and then the evaluating alternative phase. So they've realized that there's a problem out there. They realize that they need a solution for that problem. Now they're going to start doing their research. Now, depending on how expensive your product is, this could be anywhere from a couple of minutes to many, many days or even months or years. If it's a house, it could be years. So people are then looking for different information. They're looking at reviews. They're looking through alternative products. What are the prices? Like, what are the benefits? What are the features? All of that stuff goes into these stages right over here. And then finally, they get to the purchase decision. This is when you want to have a really clear path to make that purchase. And Amazon makes that really, really simple and easy to do, because typically there's not that much friction, as opposed to like a site like Shopify, where there might be a couple of clicks. You have to get out your PayPal password, all that kind of stuff. There's a little bit more friction here. But we want to take advantage of all of these different stages, even the purchase decision phase. We want to make sure that we play our cards right in the purchase decision phase as well. And then finally, it doesn't end after somebody purchases. There is a post-purchase phase as well. So this is when you are becoming more connected with your customer. Hopefully, you are sending them emails, that kind of stuff, putting up other purchases, other offers out there, that kind of stuff. So we are going to go over all of the different customer buying stages here, and then how to leverage ads across each and every one of these different stages. All right, guys, so let's start off with the needs awareness. Now, I want to give you a really quick example of something that happened to me about a week and a half ago. So about a week and a half ago, I was lying in bed. It was around 2:30 in the morning, and I was on Instagram, which I typically don't do, but I was doing, and I saw an advertisement for these low-profile socks. So I have really big feet. I have like size 16 feet. So anything low profile when it comes to my feet really just gets my attention. So this is something that I was not aware of. I wasn't aware of this problem, but I scrolled through Instagram and I saw this really creative advertisement for low profile socks. And they had this guy who was getting dragged by his socks, and the whole thing was, your low profile socks, like these particular socks, won't come off. That seems to be a problem that a lot of other low profile socks have, that they just come off your feet and that you're stuck with that problem. So I was taken through this entire process in that one video. First, I got the awareness, and that's what we want to do. We want to capture awareness. We want to showcase a problem people may or may not know that they have through our advertising. Then in the commercial, I went through the information search part, where they were telling me all about like what else is out there, all the materials that they have in the socks that they use, why it performs the way it does, why it stays on your feet, why it's lightweight, why it doesn't make your feet sweat. And then they were showing me all of the alternatives in the video, and it was clear, according to this video, and by the way, I think it was a Harmon Brothers video, it was clear that this was better than the alternatives. So I got taken through this stage. Then I got taken to the purchase decision phase. I decided to buy a 6-pack of these socks, but I got blocked because I didn't know my PayPal password. So I never became a customer. I have to go back and buy that. But the point is, I was taken through all of these cycles during that like very short 5-minute process. All right, guys, let's talk about the discovery phase. So here is an example. Now, I typed in beard trimmer on Amazon. As you can see, there is a sponsored brand ad at the very top that, and this is going to sound a little bit kind of gross, but this is what happened. I typed in beard trimmer, and the very first thing as a sponsored brand ad that showed up was Manscaped Best Electric Manscaping Groin Hair Trimmer. Now, I didn't know there was such a thing as a groin hair trimmer. So I am now discovering this through sponsored brand ads. So this is a sponsored brand ad right over here. By the way, guys, this little light bulb means we're in the discovery phase. So these are going to be the ads that are set up during the discovery phase. So below that are much more sort of like relevant products. We have the beard trimmers, we have actual beard trimmers. But I was served this discovery ad, and now I am aware of something that's out there. And this is a way to help people discover new products on Amazon. Here's another way. Going further down the page, and this is called the rest of search on Amazon. This is below the top of search, the rest of search and sponsored product ads. You can see there's more different beard trimmers. I think that was what I typed in, right? Beard trimmers. But check out the third product, the Pluck Nose Hair and Ear Hair Remover. Now, I'm getting a little bit older. Thankfully, I'm not ready for, let me go back. I'm not ready for that quite yet. But now I know that there's such a thing as the pluck nose hair and ear hair remover. Once again, another way to help your product get discovered. And here's another example. The pluck shows up on a product detail page. So as you guys probably know, sponsored product ads can show up on top of search, rest of search, and product detail pages. And this is a way to help get your product to be discovered. And here's a bad example of a sponsored display ad, which shows up. You can see the Philips Norelco to the upper left of the light bulb, and to the right of the light bulb, you can see the professional pedicure foot file. And these two ads show up. Now, the one to the right, professional pedicure foot file, is definitely a discovery ad. Now, this is a poor way of doing a discovery ad, but the point is I was looking for beard trimmer and I was served an ad for a pedicure foot file. Not a good way to do ads. There's great ways to do it and there's poor ways. We're going to go over the strategy today on this call. So discovery phase. Think about this, guys. We are trying to help sellers, we're trying to help shoppers to discover our product. In the process, we're going to have a higher ACOS because we're going after, while we're going after a relevant audience, some of the keywords are casting a wider net. So expect a higher ACOS and definitely set a target. Like if it's over 100%, that's way too high. We want to make sure it's under 100%, but we're going to set an ACOS target for the discovery phase. Next, conversion percentage. Expect this to be lower. Definitely set a target. Click-through rate percentage. This is when people like clicking on the ads. If you're in the discovery phase, you could expect that's also going to be lower because we're casting that wider net. But definitely set a target and make sure that it doesn't get too low. Otherwise, it's not relevant. People just don't care about this ad. Avoid high cost per click keywords. So in this phase, guys, budget is absolutely everything. We want to cast that wide net, but we don't want to blow our budget. The quickest way to blow our budget is to go after high cost per click keywords in the discovery phase. I'll give you guys an example. We were selling cat litter mats and we would go after litter. Litter was a high cost per click keyword. Yes, it is related, but we wasted all of our money in the discovery phase on those high cost per click keywords. It wasn't a smart use of our money whatsoever. So in this phase, there's likely going to be a budget and you want to make sure you avoid the high cost per clicks. In this phase, guys, what we're going for is impressions and reach. We want to maximize that. We want to track the cost per 1,000 impressions. So we're casting that wide net. We're getting those impressions. We're going after relevant audiences, but we're also tracking impressions and reach because we want to make sure that we cast a wide net, and this is going to help everything later on in the customer buying cycle work much better. Also, new to brand orders, definitely to always track this, but in this phase and the next phase, the consideration phase, very important to track the new to brand orders. Like I said before, guys, discovery phase, totally set your budgets because this, once again, is casting that wide net. And I would say about 20% of your budget could go towards the discovery phase. So when making these campaigns, and I'm going to show you the exact campaigns now, but when making them, just keep in mind that this is just a portion of your overall strategy to start to think like a bigger brand. All right, guys, so let's get into the nitty gritty details. We're going to go over sponsored product ads. So sponsored product ads, now, like I said before, you could have top of search placement. Now, think about this. We're in the discovery phase. Do we want to do top of search placement in the discovery phase? The answer is yes and no. If we're going after really expensive, high cost per click keywords, this could get very expensive fast. But if we find some long tail keywords that are less expensive, maybe they are not so well known, you're not going to get as much reach, but they could be a lot cheaper. This could be a good opportunity for top of search. Rest of search placement, absolutely. Like I said, the goal in this phase is to get lots of visibility. So 100%, we want to go after rest of search. Here's an example of rest of search that really, really worked well. I typed in grill brush and I saw these really cool automatic grill cleaning robots show up further down the page. Now, this is me basically discovering a brand new product. I'm discovering that there's these robots that are doing something that I didn't know was possible. But previously, I thought I had to take out my grill and get my elbows dirty and my hands dirty, and now I'm letting this thing do it for me. Here is the problem recognition as I'm reading through this, I'm realizing that I have this problem that I need solved. If you're reading the yellow, takes the elbow work out of cleaning your grill. You can throw away that old wire grill brush and grill scraper. Looking further down in the yellow, it says it makes grill cleaning possible with just the push of a button. So problem identified. Through our advertising, we're showing up right over here. We are identifying the problem and we are helping people solve the problem. And this is a higher ticket item. Also, you can do this on the product detail pages as well. So obviously we want to get those impressions. We want to get that reach. Here's an example of the, if you look all the way on the right-hand side, wire brush alternative nylon drill brush set. So this is another way to clean your grill brush that is hands-free, and you can discover that on the product detail page. The point is, guys, a lot of impressions are going to show up on the product detail pages, and the metrics aren't going to be as good, but in the discovery phase, this can be a helpful part of your strategy. So how do we take advantage of that? All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty details. First, setting an auto campaign is absolutely important. And now with the automatic targeting types, it used to be that you would just set up an auto campaign and just like, let that run, do bid management and do some negatives, and that was cool. But now Amazon, I believe it was in late 2018, they broke it down into these auto targeting types. And knowing the definition of those auto targeting types can help you know like when to actually use them according to the customer buying cycle. So if we're trying to get that reach, we're trying to get that visibility, auto campaigns using the loose match would be the way to go. These are keywords and search terms that are loosely related to what you're selling. That means complementary keywords. And you could see a broad range of keywords that show up over here. Is the performance going to be as good? No, but just keep in mind, we're doing this in the discovery phase. We know that the ACOS is going to be higher. We have a budget for this. So here is where the auto campaign loose match comes into play. Next, auto campaign complement. Absolutely, this is another place where this comes into play. This is where we're going after complementary products that are complementary to what we are selling, and we're going to show up on their product detail pages and also some search terms related to that product. Very important because this is giving us that wider reach, and we're taking advantage of what Amazon has to offer in sponsored product ads, using that knowledge and combining it with the customer buying cycle. Here's what that looks like: loose match and complements. By the way, you can set up a single campaign for each one of these, or you can break it up by ad group. Both work really well. I prefer to set up a single campaign based on the auto targeting types. This way there would be 4 separate campaigns. But just know that the loose match and the complements are more going after potential shoppers in the discovery phase. All right, how about a manual campaign? Absolutely yes. Now here's the thing. We want to start off with a lower bid, because if we start to go with a higher bid, we can waste a lot of money really fast. So the other thing is we want to cast that wide net. So knowing the difference between the different match types is absolutely essential. Here's where we use broad and phrase match, because that's going to allow Amazon to connect us with more shoppers. More in broad than phrase, but the point is we're casting that wide net. We're going to feed Amazon the right information, and we're going to allow it to connect us to that broader range of shoppers. And we're going to use what's called discovery keywords. Now I changed this. I had this all broken down into 3 different types of keywords, but I wanted to really reduce some of the confusion with this. Discovery keywords it's pretty simple and straightforward. I'm going to give you an example with a tool that we've been using called KinWords. This is a free tool. You can go over to KinWords. This is absolutely free. We've been using it. And essentially what this does is if I typed in grill brush, it's going to show you the most relevant keywords and the keywords with the highest sales potential. They then come up with what's called a kin score, which shows you which keywords have the most are the most relevant and have the highest sales potential. So in this example here, it's for grill brush. The number 1 keyword obviously is grill brush, then grill brush and scraper, then grill cleaning brush, then barbecue grill brush. All of these have a lot of sales potential. Now, if we wanted to get lots of exposure for these keywords, if we wanted to get more reach as a result of these keywords, you can set these keywords up with broad and phrase match. So we're using some of the main keywords, but we're leveraging the power of match types to help us to get that reach using mainly broad and also phrase match, combining those with our most relevant keywords. So here's another example. Now this is as you go further down the page, you're going to see keywords that are not as relevant. So here we have keywords, the actual number here is 15, it goes down. Basically, this was the relevance and this was the sales potential. We can look at the sales potential and look for words that are not as relevant, but use them as words to cast a wider net. So check this out. This is a good example. Grill accessories for men. Picture yourself as a shopper. You're looking for grill accessory. You're probably looking for a present, grill accessories for men. This is a great discovery-based keyword. You can use this keyword as part of your strategy to help get new eyeballs, to help people discover your product. That's kind of like what it's a browse-based keyword. And this particular tool, as you go further down, you can start to see those. There was another one over here. Let's see, grill brushes for men. Here we go, barbecue cleaning tools. So that's kind of broad as well. So definitely go ahead and take advantage of this. And the point is, guys, we want to find some complementary keywords, some browse-based keywords, and also some category-based keywords, and leverage the power of the match types to help to get that discoverability. Here's the key though, guys, start small. Don't start with a massive list of keywords and dump them into a campaign. Start with a relatively small list, use the power of match types, and then let that list mature over time and add to that list and add keywords slowly over time. Don't just go dumping in. Like you may want to take several of these and use broaden phrase match, and then take several of these discovery keywords, where'd they go, and use these as well to get that broader reach, but don't go dumping a ton of keywords into your campaign. So here's what a typical sponsored product ad campaign looks like in this phase where we're getting that reach. As you can see, a decent ACOS, lots of orders, lots of clicks. But the point is here, guys, lots of impressions. Check out all of those impressions. We want to get that impression share for sure using this strategy. All right, guys, next strategy, product targeting campaigns. Definitely, this is one of my favorites in the discovery phase, is to use category targeting. So category targeting, for those of you who don't know, you can do refinement. And in this example, we suggest not doing refinement. Now, why is that? Oh, here we go. Because we're going to target a bunch of different categories, and think about where we are in the customer buying cycle. We're in the stage where we're trying to cast a wider net. If we refined it down, that's a great strategy, but that's more for other phases of the customer buying cycle. We will go over that in the consideration phase. In this phase here, we want to do category targeting to relevant categories, but we do not want to do refinement. We basically want to set up a campaign, blanket that particular category with our ads, work with our bids, and then start to adjust our bids to match our ACOS goals. Okay, guys, so this is really simple to set up inside of Amazon. As you can see here, we have the grill brush example. In this example, if I'm going after a main category, we can target any one of these categories. Check this out. The main category is patio, lawn, and garden. That is like the parent category. Then it stems down to outdoor cooking. It gets a little bit more relevant. Then it goes down to outdoor cooking tools and accessories, more relevant. Then it finally gets to be super relevant with grill cleaning and maintenance tools. So what we can do is we can target all of these different categories that I have highlighted in yellow, and we could target those without refinements, once again, starting off with a low bid. Now, you can set up a campaign for each one of these, or you can put all of these into one ad group. You can do it any which way that you want, but the point is we want to get that visibility. I would suggest just one campaign, and then every time you target one of these different categories, it's going to almost act as if it's a keyword, and then you can optimize that keyword appropriately. Okay, guys, so this will give you that reach that you're looking for while still maintaining relevancy. You're still being relevant because you're in these different categories, and all you have to do is click on target. Here's another example of how to do that. Outdoor cooking is just highlighted there. Next, we can target complementary categories. So in this example, I am targeting grill and brush guards. So I'm selling a grill brush, but I'm also targeting a complementary product. Because I'm helping people discover my product, in this discovery phase, I'm targeting complementary products without refinements, starting with a low bid in this phase. All right, guys. And this is really easy to do inside of PPC Entourage. If you click on product targeting, category targeting, you can see all of the associated ASINs, and then all of the categories where you had a profitable sale will show up. And in the discovery phase, this is definitely where you want to do these category targeting campaigns. All of these should be targeted in the category targeting campaigns. No refinement, low bids, modify your bids, set your ACoS targets, and try to dominate the discovery phase using this strategy. I love this. This is a really helpful strategy. All right, guys. So next we have sponsored brand ads. So I know that was already a mouthful. We have a lot more to cover. You guys are probably going to want to watch this a couple times because it's very inclusive. We're going to go over each different phase and then also each ad type within that phase. So not to make it confusing, but at the end, this should simplify the strategy. You know, we're breaking it down to discovery phase, to consideration phase, to the purchase phase. All right, guys. So sponsored brand ads. Here's where we want to get that massive brand exposure. We want to help you to become from a seller to a bigger brand to a household brand name. You're going to have to start to think like a bigger brand, and massive brand exposure is the way to do that. Here's an example. I typed in car accessories. Underneath car accessories, I got this advertisement sponsored brand ad for chemical guys, quality car care kits. All right, well, if I'm looking for car accessories and I'm a bigger brand, this is a great opportunity to get that massive brand exposure. So these guys did that. Quality care kits. If you click on that advertisement, you can see that the homepage has a bunch of different sponsored, subcategories: bestsellers, kits, car wash, microfiber, foam cannons, all of this stuff. Now, if I'm looking for car accessories, my next step might be to go to bestsellers, because underneath bestsellers, I could probably find a lot of really cool things. But the point is, I'm using sponsored brand ads to get that massive brand exposure, to drive traffic to this page, to now introduce people to all of these products that I have neatly organized on my storefront. And guys, a storefront is absolutely critical. We work with brands, and that's the first thing we ask: do you guys have a storefront? Because we want to make sure we can drive traffic to that storefront. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, cool. Next, obviously top of search is great for that discoverability, but so is rest of search. There's a lot of locations on the search results where you can get your sponsored brand ads to give you visibility. Here's an example at the very bottom of the page: brands related to your search. And you could see it says quality car care kits. And now you can also show up with sponsored brand ads on product detail pages. Check this out, guys: brands related to this item on Amazon. And I also want to point out how lackluster these ads are. Here is some of your competition. Bake with those today. And to the right, easy off, because ovens should smell like food. I've read that a couple times, and I think they just missed a word or two. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But the point is, guys, there's a lot of junk with sponsored brand ads. It's still an incredible opportunity, and it's also a great way to give your brand the massive brand exposure. So of course we want top of search, rest of search, and product detail pages. We want to use the power of those discovery keywords that I showed you before. We're going to do the same approach with those discovery keywords. We're going to leverage the power of broad and phrase match to give us the reach that we're looking for. Of course, we have a budget for this, so we don't break the bank. We're going to leverage product targeting. Once again, we're going to use category with no refinement for main and complementary categories. So this is the same strategy inside of sponsored product ads, but now we're using them for these massive brand exposure campaigns to get more visibility for sponsored brand ads. Very simple and straightforward. How about the use of automated bidding? Should you do it? In this example, absolutely not, because automated bidding, if you look at the definition of it, it basically allows Amazon to basically raise or lower your bid price based on the likelihood of a conversion. So think about where we are in the customer buying cycle. We're in the discovery phase. We want to get more visibility. We don't want to say to Amazon, hey, can you optimize based on the likelihood of a conversion here? No, we want to be in control of that, because we want to get that massive brand exposure. We want to get reach. We want to get visibility. In this phase, we're okay with a slightly higher ACOS. So we don't want Amazon to do that optimization for us. That could lead to less impressions and less reach. Guys, check this out. Custom images on desktop. This is a great way to get that visibility. We have this example with an American flag. Check out how big that looks. It is really appealing on desktop and even more appealing on mobile. This is really cool because this is a great way to capture the attention of a shopper, especially in the discovery phase, but these work really well during any phase of the customer buying cycle. And we got a little, here's what they look like. Check this out, guys. This is what they look like. Really big, really pop, really stand out. And just go on your phone and start searching and you'll see one of these ads and you can see like how impressive they actually look. This is something that is available to sellers now. Okay, little stuck here, 1 second, here we go. All right, guys, another way, of course, to get that visibility, and this is another option, is sponsored brand videos. So here's an example in the discovery phase where I use the search term phone stand for desk. Now, I'm searching for something for my desk, but what showed up is this really cool desk riser, sit to stand desktop workstation. So this is a high ticket item. Obviously, they're going after more broadly related keywords to get the reach out there. I'm not quite sure how this brand is actually doing with this, but the point is, this is an example of discovery because they're helping people discover a problem. They're showing this beautiful video, and these videos really stand out. Guys, these ads look absolutely fantastic. So if you have videos, definitely start doing video ads because video ads are cheap right now and video ads are doing really well right now, and your competition likely is not taking advantage of it as quite yet. Okay, another way, guys, to get that visibility. Here's another fantastic way. It's called Store Spotlight. So Store Spotlight allows you to send traffic to all of your different sub pages on your storefront. So let's say you are selling, like we showed you before, the car accessories, the chemical guys, they had all of these different sub pages on their storefront. This is a great way to help people discover what your brand is all about because you're showing them all the different product lines. So here's an example for easyology. We have litter solutions, fun stuff, and hospitality. So now you can come up with a really catchy headline, and you could say, you know, check out all these great products from easyology, and you could see that there's a whole line of litter solutions, a whole line of fun products, and a whole hospitality line, which is a great way to get your brand discovered, but also to get sub brands within your brand discovered as well. And check out, these are working really well. Here's an example with a 36.28% ACOS in the discovery phase. What I want to point out here is look at all of those impressions, 344,000 impressions, 95%, look at the bottom, 95% new to brand. So we are discovering new audiences. We are getting the word out there to new people. New to brand is critical to track in this stage. And this is an example of it working really beautifully. All right, guys, the final part of the discovery phase is sponsored display ads. For many people, this is in beta. Most sellers that we work with do have this. What we're going to focus in on now, because there's a choice between audiences and product targeting. What we're going to focus in now is product targeting, because product targeting is very similar to what we discussed for sponsored product ads and sponsored brand ads. You can choose categories. So in this example, like we showed you before, you can target the categories and do category targeting without refinement. Of course, we're doing a budget. We want to make sure that we stay within a budget, but here we're getting that broader reach and we're going after broad categories, and we're going to display our ads in some really kick-ass positions. Check this out, guys. Right below the buy box is where some of these ads show up. This is an impressive ad, and then it also shows up right below the bullet points. So check out how awesome these ads are. Here's how it looks live. You can see the 1-2 punch combination for sponsored display ads, product targeting. Now, guys, think about that. We're using this ad space and we're combining that with the strategy of discovery, because we're helping people to discover our ads. We're helping people to discover our products. So knowing this, we could then use the same strategy, category targeting without refinements, with a lower bid price, using sponsored display ads to get that maximal reach. Check out this location. This is another location. This is probably my favorite ad spot on the product detail pages because it is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive, takes up almost the entire page. And check this out, guys. Sponsored products marries coupons, saves 10%. You can see the upper left-hand corner. So if you do have a subscribe and save or a coupon, now your sponsored display ads will show that as well. So this is a great way to increase your click-through rate percentage and your conversion rate percentage by adding a coupon to these as well. So here's other locations. Now these are not as good, but just keep in mind that the goal of the discovery phase is to get discovered, is to get that impression share, is to get that reach. And here's some other locations on the left-hand side on desktop in the search results. Also on the bottom of search results, very small ad at the very bottom. All right, guys, I know that was a lot of information. So I just want to remind you guys to go to go.ppcentourage.com/resources, where you can download today's slides and you could also get access to all the blueprints as well. And just keep in mind that we are looking to help out 5 brands. We're going to be talking about this more towards the end of the presentation. So if this is something that you want help with to help scale your brand, stay tuned. We're going to talk more about that at the end. All right, so now that whole part was just about the needs awareness phase of the customer buying cycle, helping people discover our product. Next, people know in the next 2 phases, people know about our product, but they're comparing our product to other products on the market. They're doing their information search. They're evaluating alternatives. So they're looking at our reviews. They're looking at our bullet points. They're looking at our pictures. They're looking at our competitors' reviews, bullet points, and pictures. They're checking out our price. They're doing all of these different things. And like I said at the very beginning, the length of time that people spend in these 2 phases really depends on a bunch of different things. Is it like a quick purchase, like the socks example that I gave before, where I went through this in 5 minutes? Or is this something like a $300 massage gun or a $200,000 home or whatever the case may be, where it just takes people a long time to do their research and to evaluate alternatives in the market? So it really depends on what you're selling. And if you're selling a high ticket item, it may take more and more touch points. And what we're going to talk about now is how to take advantage of people, that's a horrible way to say it, how to take advantage of the ads that Amazon has to offer so that you can serve your ads up to people who are in this stage of the customer buying cycle. All right, guys, let's dig in. So this is the consideration phase. Stage number 2 and stage number 3, information search and evaluation of alternatives. So in this phase, guys, we want to optimize for break even or better. So this is where we don't want to waste a lot of money on ad spend. We want to make sure that we are optimized, of course. We want to improve our conversion percentage compared to, this should say, compared to the discovery phase. So improve our conversion percentage compared to the discovery phase. Because in the discovery phase, we were really branching out and getting our ads out there. In this phase, we're tightening in on our audience. We know that people want our product and we're helping people to consider our product. So in this phase, the conversion percentage is going to be better. The click-through rate percentage is also going to be better because people are looking for the product that we're serving up with our ad. We're not helping them discover a new product. This is something they're looking for. Of course, we want to avoid high cost per click keywords because this could be a budget killer. And got a little stuck there. Impressions are still important because we want to get more touch points, of course. And of course, we always want to measure new to brand orders. It's super important to track that. All right, guys. So now in the consideration phase, let's start off with sponsored product ads. All right. Now, just like we did before, we're going to go over all the different ad types and when or how to use them in the consideration phase. So for the automatic campaigns, we have the option for the automatic targeting types of close match. This is an absolute yes, because these are keywords that are closely related to the product that you were selling. So we're going to use that terminology to our advantage, and we're going to advertise for closely matched keywords, automatic campaigns. Very simple and straightforward to set up. Like I said before, each different automatic targeting type could have its own campaign per product. Okay, guys? Next, substitutes. Absolutely yes. This is when we are targeting products that are closely related to what we are selling, but we are going to show up on their product detail pages. So absolutely yes, we want to target this because this is going to be another way to help shoppers consider our products compared to another product. That it could, because it's a substitute. Think of it this way: we are substituting our product and we're putting our product on a customer detail page, a shopper detail page of our competitors, and we're helping shoppers hopefully to purchase our products instead of our competitors. All right, here's what that looks like, guys. Close match and substitutes. You can see how easy that is to set up. By the way, automatic campaigns work really, really well. This is one that we have recently set up in April 15th to May 19th. Check this out: $5,000 in ad spend with a 9.71% ACOS, $47,000 in sales. So auto campaigns are working really well right now if you do them right. Manual campaigns for the consideration phase. We want to do related phrase match keywords. So I'm going to spend a minute on this, guys. Related phrase match keywords. Think about the discovery phase. In the discovery phase, we were using discovery keywords. Here, we're going after related keywords. Relevant keywords is probably a better word than related. Relevant keywords, leveraging the power of phrase match. So we're not using broad match here. We're using phrase match because that's still giving us that relevance that we want, but it's also expanding our reach a little bit. So phrase match helps us get a little bit more reach than a lot more reach than exact match, but we're using relevant keywords to help keep our audience very tight and making sure we're going after people who are considering our product. And here is another thing that's really cool. Now, if you go back to the beginning of the presentation, I talked about the PPC power wheel. Now we call that ACOS scraping. Here's where we find search terms that have 3 or more orders, and then we turn those search terms into keywords. So these are keywords where we know people have already purchased, and we're going to scrape those keywords and search terms, and we're going to turn them into keywords. So here's an example of that inside of PPC Entourage. You would go into the expansion tab, go to search term expansion, put in your ACOS target zone. And basically what this is saying is we want to find all of the search terms that are between 0.1 and 30% ACOS. And then what we want to do is we want to find the new search terms only and turn them into keywords. So check this out, highlighted in yellow, there's a ton of new search terms that show up. And if you go in every single week, you can harvest new search terms and you could start to build out your keyword list, your related keyword list, your relevant keyword list. That's what this is all about. We're starting to broaden and expand our keyword reach because we're going into the search term report and we're leveraging that. And then we're setting those up in phrase match. So now those search terms now have a bid on them. And because of phrase match, they could potentially connect with other search terms as well. So this is a super powerful strategy. This is the foundation of PPC Entourage. This is why I built the tool. And it still works really well to this day. Here's an example of a campaign that was recently set up. As you can see, lots of orders and a fairly low ACOS, 30%, 33%. Here's another example of 36% ACOS, lots of impressions. Let's see. And here's another example of 28,000 orders, 257,000 in ad spend with 38.51% ACOS. Lots and lots of sales. Using this strategy alone can really, really help. This has been one of our go-to strategies for many, many years. All right, guys, so the next campaign to set up, we're gonna go back to product targeting. If you're not leveraging product targeting, go ahead and do it. Now, product targeting in the consideration phase is different. Here, we're going after our main category with refinements. Why is that? Because we want to get the advantage. We want to target our competitors where we have an advantage. Now, I've done a whole presentation on how to set up these campaigns, but I'm going to keep this really simple and straightforward. All you have to do is target your main category and look for where you have some kind of an advantage, a price advantage, a review rating advantage, whatever the case may be, and start to set up these different ads. So in this example here, I'm in the cat toy category. I could then go, and as you can see at the very bottom, the products targeted, there's like a couple thousand that I could target. I can reduce this down and target only the products that have 0 to 4 stars. Or I could go after the really expensive cat toys and show my less expensive cat toy. The point is, we want to go after our main category, and then we want to start to show our ads to where we have the advantage over our competition. Maybe we've been around for a while. We'll take advantage of that because you have more star review ratings. Go in there and set up these campaigns in the consideration phase. We're matching up the shopper's intent with the actual advertisement that we're making inside of Seller Central. All right, next type of manual campaign is product targeting, ASIN targeting with 3 or more orders. So this is just like the ACOS scraping, except what we're doing now is we're using our search term report and we're using our product targeting campaigns from the discovery phase, and we're harvesting those ASINs that have 3 or more orders. And now we're setting those up into a product targeting campaign inside of sponsored product ads. So this is really easy to do, very simple and straightforward and easy to do inside of PPC Entourage. You just click on product targeting, ASIN targeting, and you could see here, guys, these had 3 or more orders. And you could just select these and target these particular ASINs. In this way, you know that you have some kind of an advantage already because the search term report is telling you that these SKUs, you've already had profitable sales. So you want to help people make a better decision. Put your ad out in front of them in the consideration phase and show your ad on these different product detail pages using product targeting. Really simple and straightforward. And as you can see, this works out really, really well if done correctly. This campaign had an 11.32% ACOS, 525 orders, and really good CTR percentage for a product targeting campaign. That is a really, really good CTR percentage. So if you target the ASINs that have worked well, you're going to have that advantage and you're going to have a higher CTR percentage. All right, guys, we are up to sponsored brand ads. Sponsored brand ads during the consideration phase. This is really special because this is all outlined in the inside of the blueprint that I showed you, the spotlight blueprint for sponsored brand ads, product line campaigns. So check this out. Let's say that I am inside, I'm on Amazon and I'm searching for the best grill mat. Just that term alone tells, that's a search term for somebody in the consideration phase. I'm considering a grill mat and I'm looking for the best grill mat. So what I see here is a sponsored brand ad that says our favorite grill mats, non-stick and reusable. If I click on that, check this out. I go to this particular subpage for grill mats. So now the person who's in the consideration phase is seeing the ad, and then they're seeing all of the different types of grill mats that they have in the product line for Kona. So you go down the page, you can see all these different types of grill mats. And for the person who's in the consideration phase, this is a great way to show the different types of grill mats that you may have. If you have a line of grill mats, this is a great way to play it. So I highly suggest that if you have a line of products, like for example, this person has grill tool sets, grill brushes, ice packs. These are all different lines that this brand is offering. You can set up what's called a product line campaign and direct people who are in the consideration phase to a sub page, a sub brand page in your storefront. All right, guys. So for this, we want to do top of search, rest of search, and product detail pages. We want to target campaigns with phrase match and relevant keywords. Just like we did in the consideration phase for sponsored product ads, it's the exact same thing, phrase match, relevant keywords. We want to do the ACOS scraping for 3 or more orders. So once again, if we have new search terms that show up, and by the way, sponsored brand ads now has a search term report. If we have new search terms that show up as profitable search terms with 3 or more orders, we want to then target those and do the ACOS scraping with our sponsored brand ads. This is a great way to start to get more reach and more visibility. And I call this the copy, rinse, and repeat strategy, where basically you're taking an advertisement that works really, really well, and you're digging into the search term report to find new keywords based on proven sales, and you're just copying that ad and just adding the new keywords. It's really cool, really simple and straightforward. Basically, all you have to do is modify the ad just a little bit to match the keyword, and you have the copy, rinse, and repeat strategy for sponsored brand ads. I talk more about that in the Blueprint series. All right, guys, so category targeting with refinements. You want to target your main category. Now, once again, guys, we talked about refining your ad down to get people who are in the consideration phase, and we're going to do that as well here. It's no different. We're just setting the same ad up for sponsored brand ads, and we're going after the main category with refinements. So once again, here's an example: grill brush, grill cleaning and maintenance tools. We're going to refine that down and go after that. Of course, we could also do ASIN targeting with 3 or more orders. So this is a great way to leverage the ASINs that are working in our search term report and just go after those as well using product targeting for sponsored brand ads. As you can see, there are a ton of different opportunities out there. Here's an example of how well this works. Here's an ad that we recently set up. And 1,000 in ad spend, 5,000 in sales, 26% ACOS. So by the way, guys, sponsored brand ads really are performing well if you do them right. If they're just thrown up there, they're not going to be performing. If they're not optimized properly, they're not going to be performing as well. All right, here's another example of a video in the consideration phase. So I typed in cat litter, and this is what showed up. It's a natural wood clumping cat litter. So really cool. This is a different type of cat litter. If I am considering different types of cat litter and I see this video, this is something that might catch my attention. Now, there is a little overlap in the discovery phase and the consideration phase here. I understand that. But the point is, this is showing the shopper who might be considering a different type of cat litter what this cat litter is all about. And this video shows you that it's got a 7-day odor control, absorbs 500% more, biodegradable and flushable, comes from the earth and can be returned to the earth. That might be something that could lure a shopper in if they're considering different types of cat litter. All right, guys, pay attention to this. Sponsored display ads. There's going to be a couple of sections here that are really going to be powerful for a lot of people because these ads are working really well. Sponsored display ads, this is in beta. Check this out. We're going to go after the views category. Now, I think the views and the searches category in audiences inside of sponsored display ads were made for this part of the customer buying cycle. So check out views. The audience views. Show your products to shoppers who have viewed your product detail pages or the detail pages of similar products in the last 30 days, but haven't purchased yet. All right, guys, dig into that a second. They have viewed your product detail pages or a detail page of a similar product in the last 30 days, but haven't purchased yet. This is the consideration phase. This means somebody went to your listing or a competitor's listing and they bounced. And here we are trying to bring them back. We're getting those touch points in. We're showing our ads. Now, check this out, guys. This is off Amazon. And this is the cost per click model. So we could potentially get a lot of views here and only pay when somebody clicks on our ad. And we're targeting people who already have an interest in the product that we have to sell. So very powerful, especially in the phase that we're talking about right now. Here's an example of what that looks like. Reach the right audience for your business. Here's an ad on a third-party site, and this is where it would show up. Next, searches. So this is the next audience. These are shoppers who searched for keywords relevant to your advertised products and have not purchased in the past 30 days. So guys, here we have an example where people searched for things related to what you're selling, but they have not made a purchase in 30 days, and we are trying to bring them back. We are getting those touch points in. Now, this model is on and off Amazon, and the difference here is this is the cost per, the CPM model, cost per impression model. So basically, we are paying for every 1,000 impressions that Amazon gives us on and off Amazon. So the verdict is still out for this. We are still testing this right now, but this is really good for the consideration phase. And just keep in mind that when you set these campaigns up and you set your bid price, you're going to see approximately how many impressions on a daily basis Amazon's going to give you. And you could also see approximately how much reach those impressions will give you. So just because you're getting an impression doesn't mean you're actually reaching a customer. And what I really want to pinpoint here is that Amazon will show you that. And the difference is it's about 18%. So 18% of people or 18% of ads that are served will actually reach people. Just keep that in mind, 17 or 18% when you're setting up these ads. And once again, these ads are for on and off Amazon. Okay, next audience, we already touched upon this, is product targeting. This is on Amazon using the cost per click model. And as you can see, these are really good ad placements here. We want to target the main category targeting with refinements. So guys, we are still in the consideration phase. We went over the consideration phase for sponsored product ads, sponsored brand ads, and now sponsored display ads. And it is no different. We're targeting the main category, but we're doing that with refinements where we have the advantage. If that's a price advantage, if that's a review advantage, maybe it's a prime eligibility advantage, it's super simple to set this up. And the point is we're just duplicating our efforts across the different ad types based on the consideration phase, and we're helping people to make better decisions with our ads. Of course, then we could also do the same with ASIN targeting of 3 or more orders. So we have ASINs that are really connecting with our shoppers, then we could target them. We can dig into our search term reports like I showed you guys how to do, find those ASINs and target them using sponsored display ads in those really sweet locations right over here. All right, guys, once again, I'm gonna have a sip of my cold brew coffee because I'm a Starbucks addict and they just reopened. And if you go to this website, go.ppcentourage.com/resources, you can download the slides. You could also get the blueprints and the tools as well. And just keep in mind that we will be talking about how you could potentially work with us at the end of the presentation, because we are looking to apply these strategies to 5 brands and help them to expand their brand on Amazon. All right, guys, we made it all the way to the purchase decision phase. Now, this is gonna go a little bit quicker, and then the post-purchase phase, we're gonna breeze right through the post-purchase phase because there's not so much we can do in the post-purchase phase. So let me do a recap here. We started off with the needs awareness phase, where basically we're leveraging the power of Amazon ads, sponsored product, sponsored display, sponsored brand ads, and we're helping people to become aware of our product or become aware of the problem that our product solves. Actually, that came out a lot better than at the very beginning of the presentation. So we're helping people become aware of the problem our product solves in this needs awareness phase. Then as they're searching, they're doing their research, we're going to show up again using sponsored product ads, sponsored brand ads, sponsored display ads in the information and evaluation of alternatives, which we just covered in length in the previous slides. Now, for those people who are ready and they're hot on that purchase, they're ready to make that decision, we are going to serve up specific ads to them as well. Let's dive in. All right, so here we have stage 4 and 5, purchase decision and purchase. And we're in that decision phase. Let's see here. Now, if you have a really good ad that's working in this phase, this is where there should be an uncapped budget. Don't like stranglehold Amazon in this phase. If you have the budget for it, let Amazon, the Amazon algorithm breathe in this phase, uncap your budget and try to scale this, because here we're trying to scale this if it's working really, really well. Now, we're getting a delay here. Now for the ACOS, we're trying to optimize for break even or better. You could really argue that you're trying to get a really low ACOS here, but it really depends on the brand. If your strategy for advertising is to break even just to get those sales and to get that organic visibility and to gain customers, then here we want to optimize for break even. If your goal is to be like profitable using Amazon advertising, obviously then we want to use this this target ACOS much lower, and we want to try to target a much lower ACOS to try to make profitability, but it really depends on the brand's goals. Conversion percentage will be higher in this phase because we're going after exact match, more relevant keywords. So your conversion is definitely going to be higher in this phase. Your click-through rate percentage, expect this to be higher as well because we're going after the most relevant keywords in favorable positions. Cost per click, avoid high cost per click keywords unless it meets the goals that you have. So if you have really, if your targets for ACOS targets are a little bit higher because you're trying to just break even with your advertising, then you might be able to get away with high cost per click keywords. It also depends on the product that you're selling. There's so much that goes into it. But of course you want to monitor and make sure that you're not wasting money on expensive, high cost per click keywords that are just not working out. Impressions in this phase are going to be much lower. There's simply just not enough reach and impression share to go around for these individual keywords. So you're going to expect less impressions overall. And of course, it's always important to track new to brand offers. All right, guys, let's go into sponsored product ads. So here we have an example, grill brush bristle free. And if you go below the sponsored brand ads, highlighted in yellow, you'll see grill brush bristle free. This is a highly targeted sponsored product ad at the top of search. Okay, guys, a couple things you want to note here. The search term is grill brush bristle free. It is in the headline here, and I can almost guarantee that the person who's doing this ad is using grill brush bristle free as the keyword that they're targeting. Everything is lined up. It's locked and loaded, and it's ready for people to purchase because there's an alignment here. Okay, guys, think about that. These are highly targeted ads that are dialed in to what the customer is looking for. All right, so in this example, consider a breakout campaign. Yes, you can find the keywords and put them all together in one ad group and do it that way. However, there are distinct advantages to finding the keywords that are working really well that you can potentially scale and setting them up in their own breakout campaign. Now, the main reason that I love to do this is because you can then do what's called deeper bid strategies, and you can optimize for top of search because that's what's really going to work well in this phase. Think about it, guys. We want people who are highly motivated to buy. We want to show up at the very top of the search results, which tend to have the highest CTR percentages, the highest conversion rate percentages, and the lowest ACOS, by the way. So we want to show up there. And if we break out our best performing keywords into their own campaigns, we can then start to optimize to get them to show up in the top of search. Super important. This is what I just mentioned, placement optimized for top of search. And for those of you who do your own bid optimizations, you know that you can do optimizations to modify your bid and try to get more of your placement in the top of search. Of course, here, guys, we're going to go after exact match because we're going after that keyword and we're targeting that keyword. We're laser focused on the decision phase and we're going after it with exact match. And here's where we go after search terms or ASINs that have confirmed 5 or more orders. So you know how we spoke about the ACOS scraping before, and we dug into the search term report and we found the search terms that have 3 or more orders. Here we're going to graduate the search terms or keywords that have 5 or more orders and give them their own breakout campaign and go after it with gusto. Consider top of search bid modifier, which is what I talked about before. All right, guys, so here's an example. This can work out really, really well. You can really scale these keyword campaigns with a low ACOS. If done right, they tend to get a bit of a life of their own. They start to get some momentum, and then you want to just beat out your competition with them. So you can do really well with these. The point is you want to isolate the keywords that are working well or that are really super highly relevant to what you're selling, and then make their own campaign. Here's another example of it working really well. This was a holiday product. As you can see, it tailored off a little bit, but check out that low ACOS and really good sales just on that one keyword. All right, guys, so now for sponsored brand ads, here is the decision phase for sponsored brand ads. And here's again where we're going after highly targeted ad. We want to match the image to the headline to the keyword. Now, in the blueprint series, I show you guys exactly how to set up these campaigns step by step. Now, keep in mind that sponsored brand ads take a little bit more skill to set up. So if you're new to this, it's going to take some time, it's going to take some practice, but you're going to want to make sure that you master this because this is the very top of the Amazon search results. So we want to match the image, the intent of the image to the main headline, to the keyword that we're targeting. So here's an example. I actually have a couple of examples here. Here's an example of a pregnancy pillow. So I typed in pregnancy pillow and the ad is meet pregnancy pillow, enjoy sweet dream. Now, guys, this headline is absolutely awful. The only reason why I put this as an example is because it shows a good example of a highly targeted advertisement. Because look at this. You see the attractive woman on the left-hand side hanging out in her pregnancy pillow. She looks relaxed. There's a Christmas tree in that image. Then the headline itself is meet pregnancy pillow. So it actually has the main keyword in the actual headline. So it's a direct connection to the search term and the keyword. And then all you see are pregnancy pillows in the advertisement. So it's a really good example of a highly targeted sponsored brand ad with a really crappy headline. Then when you click on it, it goes to a subpage dedicated to pregnancy pillows. So as you can see, there is just really proper alignment. The key with these sponsored brand ads in this stage decision phase is getting the proper alignment. Here's another example. I typed in litter scoop, cat litter, and this is what showed up, cat litter scoopers with non-stick coating. So litter scoop, litter scoopers, very close, highly relevant. You can see that this ad has all litter scoopers in it. It doesn't have any other products. It's not a massive brand exposure campaign where I'm showing multiple products in my brand. It's not a product line where I'm showing multiple products in my product line campaign. It is highly specific to litter scoops. I click on this, and now I'm taken. It looks like these guys do not have a storefront. I'm taken to a product list page with all of the different litter scoopers. As you can see, it's very relevant. Litter scoop, all litter scoops in the images, all litter scoops as the products, taken to a page of just litter scoops. We are targeting in on those people who are in the decision phase of the customer buying cycle. All right, so placement, optimized for top of search. Here is where we use a quick little hack strategy that you guys can leverage right away. We want to take advantage of the 99% automated bidding strategy. What is that? When you set this up, we're going to toggle this off so that we don't allow Amazon to do automated bidding, and we're going to set a custom bid adjustment. So we are going to decrease our bids by 99% for anything below top of search, because think about where we are, guys, in the customer buying cycle. We are helping people to make that decision. We want to focus in on that very top of search. So we're going to set an aggressive bid, and then we're going to reduce our visibility for below top of search by doing this hack. So we're telling Amazon, hey, we know what we want. We know where we want it. We're going to target that, and we don't want anything else. We don't want the junk below top of search. You can use that in the other phases, but in the decision phase, this is going to work really well. And check this out, guys. This works really, really well. This is a scalable sponsored brand campaign that we set up with a lifetime 17.09% ACOS. So there's a lot of potential with sponsored brand ads when you set them up the right way. Here's an example of a video ad in the highly targeted decision phase where customers are making that decision. You can see the customer search term is car phone mount. And what shows up is a car phone mount, this beautiful video of a car phone mount. So it's an exact connection. You can target this keyword, highly targeted, exact match, car phone mount. That's in the actual sponsored, the headline of the product, and the video supports that as well for customers who are ready to make that purchase. Another example here, dishwasher cleaner. You can see that is a highly targeted video ad. All right, so now sponsored display ads for the decision phase. Sponsored display ads, we're going to go after product targeting again, which is on Amazon CPC model. We've gone over this a couple of times, but this time we're going to target ASINs with 5 or more orders. Just like we did in the previous campaign for sponsored product ads, we're going to do the same thing for the sponsored display ads. Target the ASINs based on our search term report of 5 or more orders to help people make that decision. We know that this is working out based on our search term results. We're going to set it up that way in the decision phase. Once again, here is where that ad's going to show. All right, we made it all the way, guys. Post-purchase phase, this is going to be really simple and straightforward. In the post-purchase phase, there really isn't too much you can do with your advertising. The post-purchase phase, if you're not doing this already, is an incredible way to build the relationship with your customers. So you can do that by collecting their emails, by inviting them to a group on Facebook, by sending them something in the mail to really connect with them, to really build a lifetime value for that customer and a relationship. This is all about building relationships. Now, there's other ways to do that on Amazon, which I'm not going to cover today, but how do you take advantage of advertising in this post-purchase phase? There's a couple of things that you can do. So we're going to talk about sponsored product ads and sponsored brand ads, and the little orange Amazon means that we're in the post-purchase phase. Here's where we're going to protect our brand. So we've already gotten a sale. We know people are coming, potentially coming back to Amazon to find us again. And now we're setting up what's called brand protection ads, because these people are looking for us on Amazon, but guess what? Our competition is trying to steal sales from us. And these brand protection ads are meant to protect our customers in the post-purchase phase. So you could set up manual campaigns. We recommend doing a phrase match, and all you have to really do is put in your brand name in the actual campaign as a phrase match with the product, so that if somebody types in, let's say, Grillscape grill brush, because Grillscape is in as a phrase match, you're going to show up, and then you're going to protect your brand using a brand protection ad. Now, a lot of people say, well, aren't they going to find us anyway and purchase us organically? That is a potential chance, yes, but a lot of studies, especially on Google, have shown that this strategy works really well, and that there are distinct advantages to using brand protection ads. Also, you could target the brand name and the keyword, which is what I just mentioned. Here's an example of a brand that did not do this. I'm a fan of the Genius brand. I typed in Genius supplement, and I found that a competitor showed up for sponsored brand ads. So, I mean, it doesn't look too good, guys, when you're typing in a brand that you know, like, and trust, and now there's competition. Maybe I start to think, well, maybe, Genius is too expensive, or maybe I didn't quite like the experience that I had. I'll start searching elsewhere. Don't give customers that chance. If you have it in your budget, set up these brand protection ads. Okay, and finally, sponsored display. There's one more audience that we didn't talk about. This is my favorite audience. This is called the purchases audience. So the purchases audience is relatively new. And in this audience, we're targeting those off of Amazon who have purchased but have not purchased from us in 365 days. Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. So we could potentially set up a purchases campaign with all of your products. Think about it this way. You could set up one campaign with a purchases audience for all of your products and target all of your past shoppers who haven't purchased from you in 365 days and get them to come back. So think of it as we are reaching out to our former shoppers, and we are building that post-purchase relationship with them, and we're leveraging Amazon ads to get people to come back to increase the lifetime value of our customers. So this is going to be an off Amazon cost per 1,000 impression models. So we're getting that visibility, we're getting that reach, and we're targeting those shoppers off of Amazon. And we set up a couple of these campaigns. Check out these results. Purchases, $287 spent, 7.23% ACoS, lots and lots of impressions. Who knows, maybe people see us and they come back, like, because of this ad, they see us and they come back later. This is really, really valuable, guys. And this totally fits in the post-purchase phase of the customer buying cycle. Wow, that was a lot, guys. Here's a recap. So we spoke about the customer buying cycle. There are 5 or 6 phases based on how you look, whatever research you find out there. There's 5 or 6 different phases. And the point is, we want to set up relevant ads based on where people are in the customer buying cycle. This is what Amazon is going for, and this is what bigger brands are doing to get more visibility, to turn themselves from sellers into bigger brands, into household brand names where people come back over and over and over again. So Amazon is giving us the tools. What we went over in this presentation is, I know it's a lot of information, but what we went over in this presentation is a way to leverage all of Amazon's tools and use them in the appropriate manner during the customer buying cycle, so that we can match the ads to the customer's intent and get better results with our advertising. So question for you guys, how many of you now have a better understanding of the Amazon ads landscape? I hope that you do. I hope that you are not overwhelmed. This was meant to simplify, and I do recommend going back and watching it again, because it goes over pretty much all the different ads that you could set up based on the customer buying cycle. So I hope that you guys have a better understanding of the Amazon ads landscape, because there's lots of different strategies out there, and it could become very noisy. And while some of these may work, having a really good approach to build your brand is absolutely essential, and that is the way that Amazon is going. And how many of you have a better understanding of how bigger brands are using Amazon ads during every stage of the customer buying cycle? As you guys can see here, we have the discovery phase, we have the consideration phase, we have the decision phase, and we can throw in the post-purchase phase. And all of these different ad types, you can leverage them in certain ways to match the customer intent based on the different ad types. It's just about knowing how to use them. And we went over the different phases here. Here's a little recap, and we went over this couple times, so I'm not gonna stay on this for a while. If you guys have any questions, once again, go to this website, go.ppcentourage.com/resources, where you can download the slides, you can download the blueprints that we have that are completely for free, and you can also schedule an exploratory call. If you think this is something that you would want your brand to have exposure for, we could definitely do an exploratory call to see if it's a good fit. And I know I promised I would talk more about that towards the end of the presentation. So like I said, we are looking to help 5 brands utilizing the strategies that I just showed you now. So we are really looking to help brands scale their business. We want to turn sellers into brands, brands into household names, and we have the tools to do it. And we want to help sellers achieve this. So if you're looking for done-for-you Amazon ad management, we want to do this to help implement all of the strategies mentioned today, to help put your brand on the map, if this is something you're looking for, to help scale ads without wasting excessive ad spend, to maximize new to brand orders and get repeat purchasers. That's a big one. That's what we really think is going to be helpful with these ads. To stay ahead of the Amazon ad curve. As Amazon comes out with new different ad types, we want to help sellers take advantage of those different ad types while they're still very, very affordable. So if you're looking for done for you Amazon ad management, these are the things that we can help you with in your brand. Our mission is to help Amazon brands to become household names by getting their product in front of buyers at every stage in the customer buying cycle. So how do we plan on doing that? Very simple. By getting your products in front of more potential customers without wasting money on ads that don't work. There's lots of ads that you can set up that are going to be inefficient and are going to waste a lot of money. We have been testing these out for many, many years, millions of dollars in ad spend. We know what is working and what is not working. And we're going to help by growing your new to brand sales and turning them into repeat purchasers. And also by expanding your reach into international markets without wasting ad spend. That's a big one as well. Reaching into international markets is a skill that we have been working on to help sellers get that broader reach. And also by connecting your powerful storefront with highly targeted Amazon ads. So that is the key, guys. A powerful storefront and connecting that with really highly targeted ads that are crafted the right way is really powerful. And that's one way that we want to help brands grow. Also, by optimizing listings and campaigns and by continuously split testing to maximize conversion rates. That is our big differentiator. There's a lot of things that we do differently, but one of the things that we do differently compared to any other management companies out there is we do split testing to improve your conversion rates, because conversion rates is the second piece of the puzzle. If we can drive traffic there, that's great. But what about getting the conversion? That's so important. That could have a drastic improvement and reduction of your ACOS goals and all that stuff. So if you're working on just driving traffic, that's great. But what about the conversion rate aspect of the puzzle? That is something we can help out with as well. So here's someone that we've worked with, John Fenton. I couldn't be happier with this service. I used to struggle with handling our PPC campaigns and staying on top of them. I just never felt I had the time to devote to it, and then I felt that I needed. Since PPC Entourage has taken over, our ACOS has come down to a profitable number, our sales have climbed, and our BSRs have improved dramatically. I couldn't be happier with this service. And here's an example of this gentleman here. Historical ACOS of 58% is down to 32% ACOS with increased spend, and sales are up. My rep screenshots and makes videos for me on how I can improve my listing. And that's what we're talking about with the conversion optimization. Our ACOS has gone down overall. Our campaigns have become much more profitable, and our organic sales have increased as well from Marcy. So how does your brand qualify? So guys, I just want to be clear that not every brand is going to qualify for this service. And if you don't qualify yet, utilize some of the strategies that I talked about in this presentation and start to grow your business. Utilize the strategies that Seth talks about. Start building product lines, start building your storefront, and start getting ready for the power of Amazon ads. So does your brand qualify? So it qualifies if you have at least 3 products in your product line. We want to work with brands that have at least 3 different products that we can help scale. You have a storefront. That's also important because, like I said, storefronts can be very powerful, and we want to leverage the power of those storefronts. Also, that you spend at least $5,000 a month on Amazon ads. If you don't spend $5,000 a month, it won't make sense economically to work with us. I just want to put that straightforward. We are affordable, but we want to make sure that we sign up with people where this makes economic sense. And if you're not spending $5,000 or more, it will not make sense for you. So does your brand qualify? If so, then we would love to work with you. Entourage Management Services. Now, this is my actual cell phone number. This is the same number that I text my mom. This is the same number that I text my potential wife. This is the same number that I text my friends with. You guys reach out to me if you feel that this is something that you need help with in your brand. We really want to help brands to build and grow and scale their business and get in front of more eyeballs and really to improve their Amazon ad performance. This is a zero risk, zero hassle exploratory call. When you text me, just include your name and the year you started on Amazon. I will not call you right then and there. I'm going to send you a scheduling link, and you're going to schedule a call with my partner, Ian, to talk about your brand. So this is really important, guys. Once again, this is my actual phone number. I typically don't answer calls, so don't try calling it. Just text me and let me know that you are interested in the management with Entourage Management Services, and we can do an exploratory call and see if we are a good fit. Once again, we want to make sure this is a good fit before we go forward. And if it's not, we will recommend other things, like I said before, with the different blueprints that we have. So for the first 5 exploratory call signups that send me a text message, we're also going to give you a $100 voucher for any EMS service. So even if you decide not to work with us with Entourage Management Services, we're going to give you this $100 voucher that you can use for any one of our services. And we have a bunch of other services available as well. We have something called, we have coaching, we have consulting, and we also have these blitzes that are really cool to help get some quick results right away that are really nice. So if you text me now, 516-946-6442, then if you're one of the first that do that, you will get this $100 off voucher. Now, guys, if you do not have a cell phone for whatever reason, which I don't think is possible these days, but if you want to email me, you could also email me, mike@ppcentourage.com. I will check both, but I prefer the text message. I have my phone ready and charged, ready to answer these. Here's another example. Since I've started working with them about 3 months ago, they have grown my account by 50%. Now, Kusha has been working with us for several years. We love to explore these new different brand Amazon ad opportunities with him, and he has benefited from that quite a bit. And I think he's been with us since 2017. So what can you expect when you work with Entourage Management Services? What is going to happen when you start working with us? Okay, let's go into that. So first and foremost, you're going to get a dedicated, and I mean a highly dedicated account rep. So the account representatives that we work with have been with us for years. They are well versed in the methods and strategies that we just talked about. This account representative is going to work closely with you to help build your brand. We have several different account representatives. All of them are really good. And what I want to showcase here is that we have worked on more than anything, our communication. Believe me, guys, I have worked with other services in the past, and I know what separates a good service from a not good service. And 9 times out of 10, it's just about communication. So our team has worked over and over and over again about improving our communication with our clients to make sure that we are on the same path. So we call this the expectations gap. We want to make sure that your expectations are in alignment with our expectations, and we do that through impeccable communication. We make sure that whatever you expect to happen from Entourage Management Services, that we are on that exact same page. If we have a recommendation, we may say, hey, that expectation is cool, but I don't think it's realistic right now. Let's try this, or let's work on this goal. So what we try to do is have impeccable communication, and we do that with calls, and we tailor make those calls to your schedule. Now, we could talk more about this on the exploratory call, but just know that if you're working with us, we pride ourselves in impeccable communication and making sure that you have great communication with your account representative. You also get access to a team of 5 ad specialists. We have ad specialists for sponsored product ads, sponsored brand ads, sponsored display ads, product launching. So if you're launching a new product, we will help you launch that product. We have ad specialists. And we also have listing optimization specialists that are going to help with those A/B split testing. So you get access to all of that. You also get a full suite of Entourage tools included, and any future tools that we come out with, which is a $297 value every single month. So you get access to all of those tools. And right away, we highly recommend that people start with the margins tool. We make sure that all of our clients get set up with the margins tool, because once you do that, then you get a call with me. So as a client of Entourage Management Services, I am involved in every single one of our clients' success. So basically, we will get on a call. We're going to start off with the margins tool. We're going to see where your company is doing well, where your company might be bleeding some of your profits, and we're going to start to come up with a game plan together. Then you and I are going to meet every several months. Once you've started working with us with the management team, we're going to meet to make sure that you are on the right track, but also just to think higher level, to think bigger picture. This is like a coaching call with me included in Entourage Management Services. I just had one of these the other day, and going over, it's probably my favorite thing to do, most favorite thing that I do, because that time, and it's a half hour with me, is fully dedicated into growing your brand. And we're going to think bigger picture. We're going to think like how to grow your brand in various different ways. Where are you not leveraging all the tools that Amazon has for you to leverage? Where are your gaps? And I could tell you that it's going to be helpful. I find that most of these calls are really, really helpful. So you're going to get that every 6 months with me. All right, guys. So definitely go ahead and schedule an exploratory call. Once again, this is zero risk, zero hassle. We are not going to get on this call and harass you. We want this to be 100% win-win opportunity. If it's not a good fit, we're going to tell you it's not a good fit. If it's a great fit, we're going to tell you, hey, there's a lot of potential here to grow your business, and we'd love to work with you. So text me now, 516-946-6442. Include your name and the year you started selling on Amazon. And once again, for the first 5 exploratory call signups only, even if we decide not to work together with regards to the Amazon Entourage Management Services, you will get a $100 voucher that's good for any Entourage Management service that we offer. Okay, guys? Once again, we offer consulting. We offer these blitzes as well. So definitely text us right away. Text me right away. I will take a look at those messages as soon as we are done with this presentation. Sign up for a call. Text me now, 516-946-6442. Now, many people might be wondering, how much time is this going to take? I know that everyone is busy. Time is super important. And a lot of people who sign up for a new service want to know, how long is that transition going to be, and how much energy and time is it going to take? So we have a process in place where we can get started right away, and we have streamlined systems in place to make sure that this is not going to take up a lot of your time. Basically, the way this works is we would have an exploratory call, then we would have an onboarding call, and then we would have a week between the onboarding call and the next call. In between that week, we do all the research, we do all the work, and then we come to you with a plan. So basically, your time investment would be the 15-minute exploratory call, the onboarding call, and then the call with your representative after that week is through, once we do the research to make sure that we come up with the right plan. Then you're going to get the calls with me as well. And then on an ongoing basis, you're going to have access to our team. There's going to be routine calls scheduled with your representative. So this is not going to take a long time. And my question for you is, how much time would it take to learn all of these new strategies, to keep on top of all of this? How much time is it taking away from all the things that you could be doing in your business to grow your business? Whereas this is all we do. We can focus on this. We can help you grow. We want to see you grow. We want to see success stories. That's it. So this is going to just take a little bit of time to set up, not too much, but in the long run, it's going to help you save a lot of time and energy. A lot of you may have had experiences in the past that maybe were not so favorable. Maybe you hired somebody on Fiverr, or maybe maybe you had a recommendation and it didn't quite work out. Now we understand that. We want to make sure that we are a good fit from the very beginning, and we want to make sure that we have that expectation gap is minimal, meaning your expectations are known to us, and then we come up with a plan that match your expectations. And if we basically say, if we say that we can't meet those expectations in some way, shape, or form, we're going to tell you that right off the bat. We're going to say, hey, I know you want a 2% ACOS, but a 10% ACOS is a little bit more realistic here. So basically what we want to do is we want to minimize the chance of having a bad experience. And if you've had a bad experience in the past, by having impeccable communication and minimizing the expectation gap, we plan on reducing any chance of having that bad experience. And in the slim chance that there is one, we have a risk-free guarantee. If you're unhappy with your services, your investment is safe with us. Our goal is to provide true value to fellow Amazon sellers. If you're unhappy with your services, we will be happy to refund your last month without any delay. So this is a risk-free guarantee. You can work with us, and if you are not happy, you can then get refunded for your previous month. So this is important, guys, because not too many management services companies offer a risk-free guarantee. This is a bold statement by us because we are very confident that we can deliver an amazing service to the best of our ability. All right, guys, so how much is this going to cost me? So we're going to go over the numbers in a second. You're going to be quite surprised about how affordable this actually is, especially compared to the competitors of ours that are out there, the management services companies that are out there. My first question is, how much money are you wasting on ad spend if you're not optimizing your ads efficiently? Or how much money are you potentially leaving on the table by not matching customers up in the proper stages of the customer buying cycle and not matching your ads with their intent? Also, like, all of even the margin stuff that we'll go over a call, how much money are you wasting by not isolating the products that have a margin issue, which we will go over all of your SKUs one by one and then go into that. So realistically, I think overall, this is going to save you, and it's gonna pay for itself. But if you're interested about knowing how much this is going to cost, here are our prices. So we have a minimum $750 per month plus 4.5% of ad spend over $5,000. So basically, you will be it will cost you $750 a month, and then once we get past $5,000 in monthly ad spend, then it will be $750 plus 4.5% of the spend that's past the $5,000. So we're not going to include the first $5,000. Now, we did extensive competitor research on pricing. This is the most affordable and the most value for what you're getting. Believe me, unless you want to go to Fiverr and put it up to chance, this is quite simply stated. We wanted to have the most value. That was it. Most value and the most and make it affordable. Like, some people start at $1,800 plus like 7%. Some people start at $1,000 plus 8%. It's insane. So guys, this is a great blend of getting the most amount of value, really good communication, and also really affordable pricing. If you go to our site, ppcentourage.com/management, you can actually use this slider based on where you are in your spend to see how much this would cost you every month. And once again, guys, our first goal right away is to help you save money so that this is almost immediately break even, because we're saving more money than you're spending on our service. And then we help you scale from there. So how much effort will this take? So this is, like I said before, it's going to take minimal effort because we would basically work with you and connect with you and come up with a game plan. And then we would meet with you every couple of weeks to go over that game plan and make sure that we are all on the same page. As Amazon comes out with new opportunities, we will reach out to you and we will help you take advantage of those opportunities right away so that you are first to take advantage of them. And basically, you can communicate to us when you have a new product. So there will be a lot of communication back and forth. We want us to be considered as part of your family because we want to help you grow and scale your business. So initially, it will take a little bit of effort to help us get a proper plan in place, and then minimal effort. But of course, we want to grow together. So we want to have exceptional and impeccable communication. And finally, how could this impact the future of my business? We are set up to help brands really do well with this. So we really want to help brands improve the future of their business. We've helped quite a few brands grow, scale, and sell. In fact, we have a couple of brands that reached out to us and said, I sold my brand for $2-3 million. I could not have done it without PPC Entourage. So guys, that is our goal, to help you really take advantage of all these different ads out there, to match those ads with the customer buying cycle, and to really get the most amount of value and scalability for your ads, so that one day you can just have a really profitable brand or sell your brand, whatever you want to do for the future of your brand. All right, guys, so don't call me, text me 516-946-6442, and I'm going to show this for the last time. Let me know if you have any questions. Here's the slide again. This is my real phone number, and I haven't checked to see if anyone's texted me yet. But go ahead and send me a text, and we will set up an exploratory call. Hey, Seth, I am all set.
Hey, Mike, that was awesome. Thank you so much for running through all that content. We have several questions here. Ricardo says, hey, can you connect with me in Spanish? So I don't know if you have any help for Ricardo there.
Hey, yeah, Seth, I'll take his information. I'll have to ask someone on my team. I don't think we do, though. I am sorry, Ricardo.
Claude says, I'm interested in for my brand. A little overwhelming, but I should be able to overcome everything. So you're getting some good feedback here, Mike. Let's see.
Yeah, I could see how this could be overwhelming. I think it's understanding what's available to us, and then realizing that there's a way to do it to get the most amount of visibility. I could see how initially that would be overwhelming, and then once you dig into it, guys, it's like simply copy, rinsing and repeating. It's not too overwhelming once you get into it.
Yep, and especially Mike, since you are going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting there.
Yep, that is the done for you service, 100%.
Yep, guys, so Mike has actually handled PPC for one of our brands. He actually helped us get that brand sold. I don't know if you were aware of that, not Mike. I think that the buyer who bought that brand actually continued using your service. So yep, you
Awesome.
helped us sell one of our businesses, and you were very effective, and your entire team was very effective in managing our ads. So could not have a higher recommendation for Mike and his team. Like he said, there's really no risk involved for you because he's willing to refund it all if you don't like his work. So Mike and I have been working together for the past few years, guys. I would not bring him and put him in front of you if I did not believe in his work and seeing it firsthand for myself. So thank you so much, Mike, for coming on and sharing all this.
Hey, anytime. And guys, I'm looking forward to working with you. And I hope that you found value in this presentation and you take some of it and get more visibility for your Amazon ads. Thank you so much for having me on, Seth.
Hey, no problem, Mike. I don't know. A couple people are asking for your email address. If you want them to be able to email you, then maybe go ahead and tell them that now. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's mike@ppcentourage.com. Yeah, guys, I wasn't sure if people would use this text messaging. This is like a last minute thing, Seth. I was like, I'm just gonna put my phone number up there.
I love that.
But if you want to email me too, mike@ppcentourage.com. I will respond right away, and we'll get you set up with an exploratory call, a zero hassle exploratory call.
Awesome. All right, Mike. Thanks so much. You're getting some praise here. Says thanks for the great webinar. It looks like you're caught up on all your other questions besides that, Mike. So thanks for sharing. Hopefully you guys will take advantage of Mike and his team. They have been working tirelessly to prepare this presentation for us, and they are going to be working for you and your business if you take them up on this offer. So really excited, Mike. Thank you so much for sharing, and I will see you all on our next webinar. See you, Mike.
Bye, guys.